Hey guys, welcome back to the Interceptor. We are here with Alliance War Season 54, Number 2, and AOH has matched up against NY718. So this is going to be a bit of a different war than the last war, where we have Stealthy for 2 fights, Shocker for 3 fights, and Hood for 1, which is kind of interesting because I am pretty sure that the very large majority of my fights for this season are going to be with Stealth Suit Spidey, assuming he's never banned, which could happen, but the fact that he's only a 6-star means it probably won't happen, because I see pretty much all the bans going for 7-star champions like Hulk, Titania, Photon, and champions like that are getting banned more often than some 6-star champions. But that does not mean he can't do a lot. So in this war, we have Path 5, Section 1 to Path 6, Section 2. We have this Chavez on the first node. I didn't need that invuln. It's not actually going to do anything. I just figured, you know what, I might as well use it. Because other than this fight, there was legitimately no other fight on the map where an SP1 boost would have been useful. So or sorry, not an SP1 boost, an invuln. Because we are going to be using SP1 boost for the rest of this war. But yeah, knockdown Chavez, going to go debuff immune. This is the only time in the fight that she is going to be able to go unstoppable. And of course here we are just waiting out. It doesn't really matter that she threw her heavy attacks because the Wither, they're just going to remove the dimensions. But yeah, right there, I only do one medium attack after I have a buff expire when I don't have slow on, just to make sure. And then yeah, here we're able to combo in our striker, and the fight does go down pretty comfortably. Next fight here, we have Darkhawk on heavy hitter. Darkhawk doesn't really do anything special at all. So we're going to put on the slow pre-fight. We're going to knock him down with our SP1. That's going to be our only knockdown for the fight. His SP1 is pretty simple to evade 2 of the 4 beams, which is personally the way that I prefer to do it. Although I know that if you really practice, you can get 3 beams, and on 60 FPS, you can pretty consistently get all 4. Not consistently, but like it's possible, and it's not really doable in 30 FPS, but I still play in 30 FPS. But yeah, you can see for this fight here, we actually don't have Scorpion for this war because I only have these 2 Stealth Spidey fights. So we are not going to be able to pause our slows, but that just, I mean, there was really only 2 times in this entire war where the defender could have gone unstoppable, and I was careful by only doing a medium attack each time, so they weren't going to go unstoppable. Here into Section 2, we have Path 6. We have Sauron on the first node and Negasonic Teenage Warhead on the second node, and we have Shocker for both of these fights. Both of them are prowess nodes. However, for Negasonic Teenage Warhead, she's not going to trigger any prowess. However, she does have a far smaller health pool than a lot of champions. She's not bulky at all, because obviously she was designed to be an attacker, and she's only placed on defense because she is a meta defender. But yeah, Sauron here, he is going to be getting tons of prowess, and we're just going to throw our medium attacks to invalidate it, and this fight is over. Like, he didn't throw a single special. The fight is just done. 1 SP1 was all we needed because my Shocker is duped, so the prowess is just going to supercharge him. And yeah, very, very comfortable fight right there. This next fight here, Negasonic Teenage Warhead. So I know the purpose of her being on this node, and that is that a lot of players choose to block her special 1. And prior to this war, I didn't actually know you could outrange it. Because I never tried it before, so how could I know? But yeah, what we're going to do is we're just going to outrange the L1. We are going to bait it on purpose. And I did some duels, and I was like, wow, this is really easy. Why haven't I been doing this the whole time? But yeah, 1 L1 is, I believe, all we need, but I think we're actually going to throw a second one just to be safe. But if I had just gone for 1, it would have been fine. The SP2 into heavy still would have killed. But you know what? There's no downside. to throwing a second special 1. Not like we're going to get hit in this fight or anything. And yeah, we're at like 80 charges. We're going to be comboing in right here. Oh, paid out 1 more heavy. Excuse me. And then, yeah, into L2. This is going to be so much overkill. And the nice thing about Shocker's L2 is obviously it's a knockdown, which is going to reset the cooldown for her evade coming back. Because if I didn't reset it, then I wouldn't have been able to fully charge my heavy attack without her evade triggering. So that was really nice. I did realize that was going to happen. Like, I did plan for that, but still really cool. And obviously, I know that Shocker has the passive stun until 3 hits, so if I just walked up and thrown a heavy, she wouldn't have evaded anyways, but still. So here we have our one and only hood fight. It is going to be Maestro on personal regeneration, personal space regeneration, and also the placebo node. Maestro does not do anything special here, and this node is actually helping Hood by giving him more debuffs to nullify, or sorry, more buffs to nullify, excuse me. But we're going to see some pretty terrible AI right after I throw this L2. Just watch what Maestro does. I hold block, trying to bait a dash. That's 1 dash back, that's 2 dash backs. That's 3 dash backs, and then he finally comes in. And I can't possibly get to my L2 in time, and because my invisibility is up, I can't power steal. So unfortunately, he gets to throw a special there because I didn't have any power. And yeah, we just kind of got out of our cycle. Here, I didn't realize I hit the parry until too long. And that there wasn't really anything dangerous that could have happened there because even if I got hit by a heavy, that's like, or a combo, doesn't even matter. Barely will do anything. Here we're going to go for 1 more special 2. And then I believe here we are going to detonate with heavy. And here I'm going to take a couple hits because I forgot that I was out of miss charges. I had already used both of my guaranteed misses to get my heavy attack off, so the first hit only had a 80% chance of activating a miss, and it actually failed. The 20% prevailed there. So, yeah, that was the only hood fight though, so got clipped a tiny little bit at the end, but not super concerned. Now we're on to our last fight here. It's going to be this Onslaught on the root node with the unblockable and also power focus 2. I have taken this fight previously as well as this season in the off season. I've taken this pretty straightforward. You want to go for 2 L1s to be 100% sure that your L2 will kill because Onslaught is a beefy boy and this is rank 3. We're going to get some pretty good AI here where he is willing to throw specials and heavy attacks. Here the root is going to trigger, but I'm just going to wait for him to dash. And then... Oh, I probably should have thrown the L2 to take a little less block damage there, but it doesn't look like it's going to end up mattering. Here, I predict the L1 being thrown into my block because he knew he would inflict the crushed on me. There... We are getting a nice long stun to get my power. Here, unfortunately, I am going to get caught in the L1. I was dashing back to prepare to bait a special. And in that little tiny bit of time that he had, he decided to throw the special, which is fine. You know, it's whatever. Here, I need to bait out his unblockable. But we actually just land a naked intercept. So that is perfect. And I know this L2 is going to kill. We have 60 charges. It's easily going to kill. It probably did about 50k or more overkill there. So yeah, that is actually the end of the war for me. It was a pretty clean, pretty easy war. I think I only got clips in 2 of the fights, which would have been at the very end of the Hood fight versus Maestro and the very end of the Onslaught fight with Shocker. So I'm pretty happy with that. Especially Sauron, because he can be an absolute menace on that node if you don't have a good counter. I was going to start uploading all my fights from my alt. However, what I decided I'm going to do is I'm actually only going to upload fights that I think are interesting. And in the War 2, with Matrix on my alt, I brought my brand new rank 3 7-star OG Spidey to war, and I actually took an Enchantress boss. And I was going into the fight so confident, and I got 1 L2 crit. I did solo, but the fight took like 3 minutes and 10 seconds because in the entirety of the fight, my L2 crit once. This is a 7-star with stat focusing crit. I got 1 crit on my L2. If I get even 2 or 3, that cuts the fight time in half for that fight. Really annoying because I was so excited that I pulled off such a good fight. And had I had just a little bit better RNG, I'd be showing you that fight right now. However, I hopefully will have chances to take some more interesting fights in the future. I mean, I had like a whole war with Spidey. He took 5 of my 8 fights, and Guardian took the other 3. But I don't know. Yeah, I just didn't feel like showing you this one. Also, another really cool thing this war, my BG got a donut. No deaths in my BG, and we did actually end up winning the war with a score of, I believe it was 13-5. So we had a very nice war after a pretty sketchy war in War 1, where we died 13 times, but this time our opponents did. But yeah, our war record is now 1-1. Our death total is at 0. And my PSR this season is at 11 out of 11 solos, or 100%. And my Deathless streak is up to 71 consecutive fights. So that is going to be all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will have a pretty big video with 8 fights next war, which I'm very excited for. And have a great day, everyone.